Alright guys, so I'm going to do something different today and try to do a vlog. And today is December 24th, 2024, so it's Christmas Eve. And I'm going out to do some last minute shopping. Nothing major, just getting stocking stuffers. But something that I wanted to try to do is I want to create a Universal Yums box. I did buy my son a subscription for Universal Yums. He's got his first box. He's going to get it tomorrow. But I got the smaller box, which is the Yum box. It has 5 to 7 items in it. If you've seen on Facebook, TikTok, any other things, if you've seen the people tasting the things from the different locations or destinations, it seems like it's very good. And like I said, I did order him one, but I got the smaller box because my son is kind of a finicky eater. So I wanted to start with the smaller box, which has 5 to 7 items, just to see if he's going to even like this. I mean, there's no point in spending money on something that he doesn't like. I did get him a 6-month subscription. It is something that I know my husband and we would try the items as well. But what I wanted to try to do was to get a Korean type box. They have a South Korean box. And my goal is, we have a South Korean grocer. Well, there's a couple of them that are close to us. So I'm going to go up there to see if they have all of the items that they show in this. All the reviews on that actual grocer was talking about how much or how many of the things that they have from, Korea that is in there, that they feel like they're in, a store in Korea. So I was like, okay, great. Let me just go up there and see if I can actually locate, this grocer. And then I'm going to look at what Universal Yums has in their South Korean box. And I'm going to get as many of the things as they have there. And then I'm just going to put it in a box. Now, the difference in this, of course, is with Universal Yums, they go all out. There's a booklet that you get in there where it teaches you about the country that you're experiencing. It talks about the different foods that are in the box, what they are. It gives you the nutritious facts, all these types of things on it. So, of course, with what I'm creating, it's just going to be, the items that you get from there. But I will look at some different things with my son about South Korea, just to kind of see how it is. If this works out, one, I just want to show what's the cost difference in what it takes to create this box, even though it's not going to be everything in there, but the food is the main thing. So I want to see what the price is for 18 to 20 items, which would be the largest Universal Yums box, because they have, I think it's a Yum box, then they have a Yum Yum, and then I think the biggest one is like a Super Yum box. And the difference is 5 to 7 items in a smaller box. I think it's 10 to 12 in the mid-level box. And then the largest box, I think, is 18 to 20 items. And I think depending on which items you have in there, that's what makes it, probably whether you'd have 20 or whether you'd have 18. I think that's what it may depend on. I don't know. But we're going to drive up there and we're going to see what they have. Let me make sure I got my directions on here. We shall see. I don't hear them kicking off. All right. It is definitely chilly out here today. See how busy it is on Christmas Eve. I think it's going to be quite a bit of people out doing some of the same things that I'm doing, which is last minute, shopping and everything. So if it's a little jumpy, I apologize. But this is a little different than what I normally do, on my channel. I do talk about a lot of passive income things, how I actually make, my money. I decided when I hit 50 that I was going to retire out of corporate America. I loved the work that I was doing there, but I was just pretty much burnt out, on corporate America life. I worked at one of the big financial institutions. If you're familiar with the big three, I worked at one of those, loved it. I was there for 18 years, but I had always had a goal that I wanted to retire early. And my goal, I set it at 50. I knew how much money I needed to have tucked away in my retirement. I knew how much money I needed to have to get me by between that so-called gap, period. That gap period being actually 10 years. If you retire at 50, you still got 9.5 years before you officially, can retire if you are banking on using Social Security money, which I am not. That's not something I was trying, going after. I don't even think Social Security, this is just me, I don't even think Social Security money will be there by the time, I get there, and definitely not, when my son, gets there. But with that being said, I actually still do, work because I have passive income that comes in, and I am going to stop and pull over. I don't have the best setup in my car for this. Like I said, this is my first vlog, so I do apologize. But hold on, let me pause this. Well, actually, I'll just see what I can. See if I can keep it from going all over everywhere. Alright, it's still gonna wobble, a little bit, and I apologize for that. But we will at least get back going. So I'm not going to do much editing on this. I want it to be natural, with what you're actually seeing. So all right, so back to what I was saying. My goal was to retire early, and I did accomplish that goal. I retired at 50. And then I started doing the things that I wanted to do. One, I was able to spend a lot more time with my son. He's 11 years old now, and late child, the surprise from God, when I turned 40, God has a sense of humor. It's like, hey, here you go. I was like, okay, that wasn't what I had planned. But I love it. It's the greatest gift that I've ever received, which is him. But with that being said, when I retired early, I was able to take the time to spend more time with him, get in the PTAs, go to his little school functions. I mean, the school functions that it's longer for me to drive to the school than an actual play or function that he's doing. But yes, I went to those. So I've been able to do that a whole lot, more, and I'm enjoying that. And then I get to work on all the things that I like working on. So I still have my Amazon business. I still sell on eBay. I have money that comes in, every month, for all of those places. I have digital products that I've started selling, and I focus more, like I said, I was in the finance industry 18 plus years, so I create basic financial literature because financial literacy is something that we all need to have. We need basic financial literacy. I don't know why they don't teach it in high schools. They're starting to get it in high schools, but it's still not out there the way that it should be. And so I create videos, to talk about basic finance. so that you can, learn about these items, because it is important, for you to have that. And I don't think we have it. So this has been the first year that I have experienced being not in corporate America, and I can truly say I love it. I do not want want to go back. Now again, I loved working in corporate America, but when you have the ability to do what you want, when you want, and still be in a position of financial stability. Now, I'm not telling anybody to take a leap that has not secured the bag to have them in a position to where they could do that. I would never have done that. Excuse me. I would never have done that. I would never have jumped without my parachute. I planned this, and actually I have been talking about this for probably 5 to 6 years before I actually did it. I was financially ready, to be able to do it, but I was scared. You make great money. You're in a job that doesn't stress you out too much. Every job's going to have some type of stress, in it. But that was pretty much, where I was. I was ready as far, from a financial standpoint. I just needed to get there from a, from a, I guess from, what's the best way to say it? Mental, just mentally, getting prepared for something like that. Because since graduating college, working 5 days a week, that's a long time, to work every day like that, 8 to 5, pretty much later, because I was always in a higher management type position. So, you're always going to work longer than everybody else, and you may or may not be paid, for that. Definitely wasn't any overtime in any job that I had. I was always salaried from the day I graduated college. I was blessed with that. But being salaried is not always what it's cut out to be if you don't want to work the 60, 70 hours a week, that type of thing all the time. But gave that up, and like I said, very happy about it, and wasn't sure how happy I was going to be about it. I was nervous, even though I had it planned. I was nervous on what I was going to feel like, how I was actually going to adjust, but adjusting fine, love it. So that's my story. And now what I am in the process of doing is working on, I have a couple of YouTube channels, and I am actually in the process of starting my clothing brand. I have a product already that I created back in 2004, 2005, and I've been selling it on Amazon since probably 2016. Because when I first came out, Amazon, you couldn't sell on Amazon like that. Amazon, I think, came out in 2004. And I think people started, or third-party sellers, I want to say they started on about 2006. But about 10 years later is when I started doing it. And I'm sorry if it's loud. I'm on the highway, so I apologize for that. But yes, I am... I have a product that I already sell and have been selling it for that long, but now I want to get into my clothing brand, my apparel line. And I'm not trying to have a full-blown clothing line with every possible clothing item and accessories. No, I have a trademark that I've already acquired for a phrase that I am using on my clothing brand. So I want to do shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, t-shirts, and also ball caps. And as I expand, I may do jogger type pants, because I like relaxing clothes. When you've been in corporate America as long as I was, I had a suit on every day. So my choice for clothing now is t-shirt and sweatpants. That's just what I what I feel comfortable in. I love that. But yes, so that is some of the other things that I'm doing. And then, of course, I talk with people about financial literature to give them updates, on how I'm doing. I'm not an expert, on stocks. I keep it simple with stocks. I'm not trying to get rich, quick. I've been doing stocks for I don't know how long now. But all of those things have made me money. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Einstein said that. And he is correct. If you're not capitalizing on your money, making money, your interest on top of interest type thing, you're definitely, losing out. I've never been on the get rich quick scheme, type of things, but compound interest can definitely, make a difference, for you. Years. And my main side hustles are I sell on Amazon, I sell on eBay, KDP. I have 50 plus books that I have created. My latest book I did this year on finance. I have a Etsy account where I sell digital download items. And those are the arenas that I kind of play in. That's what I'm comfortable in. That's what has worked best for me. But there's numerous things out there that you can do, and that's the thing. You have to find out and figure out what works best for you, because it is out there. You can find those particular things. I think people get scared because they don't think they can do it, or they don't know how to do it. Just like a YouTube channel, people are like, well, I don't want to show my face. I don't want to do that. I get it, but you're going to have to get into that comfort zone to be able to make a change in some way. I have a quote on my wall that says you have to make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. So basically you got to take a risk, to step out of that comfort zone, or you're never going to be able to do anything different. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, okay, you could fail, but I don't know anyone that has been 100% successful. You learn in your, if you want to call them failures, I call them learning opportunities. Because the thing is, as long as you're doing the work that you're supposed to be doing behind whatever it is that you're trying to do, meaning do your research. Don't just jump out there and try to do something without doing the research. For instance, you want to do a YouTube channel? Okay, well, what type of YouTube channel do you want to do? Let's just say that you want to do something on, like Mr. Beast does, then you need to look at Mr. Beast videos, and then you need to look at other people who do similar type things, as Mr. Beast, and then just look at what they're doing, and look back at the beginning about how they started off, because the types of videos that Mr. Beast does now was not what he was doing years ago. And Mr. Beast has several channels. I don't know all of them, but I'm familiar with who he is, just because of the fact that if you want to be in YouTube, you got to be familiar with people. They don't have to be doing the same thing that you're doing for you to learn, from them. I don't do Mr. Beast type videos, but you can look at Mr. Beast videos to kind of see what's working for him, the different things that he shows or does, and then you can replicate certain things in the genre that you're doing, or your niche, whatever it is from that point. But yes, you can learn from everything. My thing to you is just go out there and do it. Don't get to 2025 and you get to the end of 2025 and you're still in the exact same position that you're in now. This is your time. make a change, do something, make 2025 be the year that you are going to do what it is that you've set out to do. Make sure you do your vision board this month. That's something that I plan on doing Saturday. I do a vision board before I enter into the new year. You need to do that. I visually put down everything that I want to accomplish in the next 1 to 3 years. I always have that, on a vision board, and I put it in my closet, so when I walk out of my closet every day, I can see it. It's right there. I also take a picture of it so I have it on my phone, because that's something that I want to, accomplish. You may not be in the same position, but that is something that I want to do. So I tell you that you need to work on doing that, because that is something that you're going to regret. You're going to regret in a year if you did not set out to put in place steps to accomplish the goals that you want to do. And there's a quote that says, a goal without a plan is just a wish. I wish I had that. And that's exactly it. If you don't have a plan to accomplish the goal that you want to do, it's just a wish. And wishes don't do anything for you. So make a plan to make a change, in that. It's not a lot of traffic out here today. Now it is kind of early though. It's almost 9:30 in the morning. The grocer that I'm going to, I think, opened up at 9 o'clock. Hopefully they are open and they didn't decide to close on not New Year's, goodness, I done jumped all the way up, on Christmas Eve. It showed that they were open when I looked them up on Google, but I did not call or anything like that. They're not that far away. It's about 25 minutes, so no biggie. I still got other stores that I need to go to, even if they do happen to be closed, but I don't think that they are. So, but other than that, that is my path for today. And I will cut this back on once I get up to the grocer. One of the things that I notice is I don't hear the directions telling me where to go. I know the vicinity of where I'm going, but I usually put in Google Maps, but I don't hear her talking to me, telling me what I need to do. So I am going to pause this and I'll bring it back on once I get to the grocer. Okay, so we have reached our destination. I'm not going to do a lot of recording in the inside because one, it's a bunch of people, but I will show you what I get after I finish. Okay, so I just came out of the actual international market. What's it called? Super G Market. Super G Mart International Market. That was my first time going in there, and it is an amazing place. You can spend hours in that grocery store. It is broken up between like different regions. So there's aisles for Asian, there's aisles for India, there's aisles for Latin America. They did have North America as well, and then I forgot the last aisle that they had as far as broken up specifically. And then of course you got aisles for beverages and all types of stuff. They have a deli in there. They have fresh fish. And you can imagine, from live tilapia to blue crabs, the Dungeness crabs. It was amazing. I may actually go back in there at some point to see if I can do a video to kind of show you, but that place was amazing. Now, what I ended up doing when I was looking for the items for the universal box that I'm making for my son, I was not able to find all of the exact same ones that they had in the box. Some of them were the exact same, but I think it depends on, number one, um, if the a box that they do for South Korea, is it the same every time? And I don't know. Do they switch it up? Each time they it comes through. I don't know. But the box that they did have for South Korea, I was able to find some of the sweets and candies and things. It might have been a different brand name, on it. Some were exact same, some were a little different. But I got 15 items, and the 15 items including tax ended up being $32. But I will say, with some of the items that I got, they were all of them were larger than what's in the universal box. So for instance, they had this chocolate cake, in the universal box is one cake. In the box that I got, there's 12, and that box was only $2.99. So you're getting more for your money, and it's costing less, because I spent a total of $32 and, like I said, 90 some cents for 15 items. If you look at the universal box is the cheapest you can get it for the super yum, which is the largest size, which would have 15 items or more in it. It was the cheapest you can get is at $40, but that's if you get a 12-month subscription. If you just want to get it month to month, it's $59. So for about half, you can create your own box. But again, I will say that you do get other things like a booklet in there with Universal, where it is teaching you about the location for your box. There's little games in there. There's a tracker where you can say what you felt about the item. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Were you amazed by it? Whatever. They have all those types of things in there. So if that is something where you want to get the full experience, definitely do the universal yums box. And like I said, I do have one. Actually, let me show it to you. This is the one that I have for my son. It basically says A Taste of History. I got this one. It is the smaller box, so I do have a box for him, and I did get a 6-month subscription, but it's 5 to 7 items. Once he opens all of this and I create the other little basket for him, I'm going to go to the dollar store. I'm going to put all these items in a basket for him, and I'm just going to say, this is your Asian, bag for you to try the Asian items. Because for the Asian aisle, it's not, of course, just Korea, South Korea. You're going to have Japanese. You're going to have all of that kind of mixed in for the Asian aisles. And I'll say that some of the items that they have in there, they don't have the English translation on the pack. So some of them, let's say they were shrimp chips, it said that. But then you had other things where it might have shown a prong, and you're like, not sure what this is, and it's written in Korean or Japanese or whatever language it is. I had to use a translator. I was like, let me translate this picture to see what this really says it is. Oh, okay, I knew it was candy. That's what it is. Got it. So I'm excited, about it. Like I said, I got everything that I wanted. I'm getting ready to finish up by going to the dollar store, see if I can get a little bin that I can put these in and kind of decorate it up. And then I'm just going to say, this is your Asian, basket for it. But I really do like, what I ended up with. So one more stop, and then once I get out, I will show you all the items that I got, and then I'll show you the finished product of how I end up creating it. I'm just keeping it simple. I'm not, trying to overdo anything, but it's just basically going to be kind of like a gift basket that I put together. All right, so I'll check back in once I get to the next location. So this is the outside of the box and everything that we have put inside. Now I'm getting ready to put some decoration on the outside, and I'll show you the finished product with everything. Okay, everybody. So this is the finished box. This is how it looks on the outside. You saw the earlier picture that I showed you the inside. I also got posted up now just a simple page that shows everything that's in the box. But this is the final thing. I'm happy about this. Like I said, it's half the price of what you would pay with what you would pay on Universal boxes. But there are some things missing that they would have in theirs. What do you guys think?